welcome to We Wine Whenever. I'm Wendy.
I'm Kelly.
We are talking about Real Housewives of New York, Season 15, Episode number 12, A Tantrum and a Truce.
I really like the energy Rebecca's bringing right now. She needs to keep it up. Do not back down.
I do
This is
too.
what Brynn needs. Brynn needs somebody in her face going back at her.
Yep, and that's where we pick up at the table with Brynn and Rebecca, kind of going at it about how Brynn has been going after Rebecca, like with these comments about, backhanded comments, and Rebecca's finally standing up for herself.
Yeah.
And I'm here for it. I'm definitely here for it.
Absolutely.
And I think the other ladies in the group are as well. They've been waiting for Rebecca to stand up to Brynn because, she's a bully.
Yeah, she really is.
She's a bully. And Brynn also brings up at the table when they're going back and forth at it about the comment that she made about you'll know when you have children that she has, wants to have children, and Jessel and Ubah want to have children. Now, again, that wasn't Rebecca's intention per se she meant it as a dig for sure to Brynn, but it wasn't addressed really as the group, And she did apologize for it too. She did.
Right.
She did have a heart-to-heart with Brynn, and she did apologize for it, and Brynn accepted the apology. So, later on in the episode that happens, but hopefully she really did accept it and they can move forward from it. But history tells us otherwise with these shows.
Exactly.
And then Sai starts talking about Jenna. They're still at the table, starts talking about Jenna having to get her bikini line waxed because of the condition of her pubes. And I was just like,
why are we talking about this at the fucking dinner table?
How is this even a conversation? Seriously.
We saw what the reaction was to a fake cockroach. Now we're going to talk about chotch waxings?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, no. And then they have to, again, include Jessel in this conversation.
Yeah, because they compared it to her
hair. To her hair. I mean, Jessel's got beautiful hair.
She does have beautiful hair. She really does have beautiful hair.
She does. I feel like Jessel is always getting the short end of the stick with these ladies.
Yeah, she's always like the butt of the joke.
And she's such a good sport about it. Like, she doesn't, it's really one of the reasons I really like her, is she really, takes it with a grain of salt. She doesn't really take it personally, which is good because, listen, if she did, it wouldn't go well, It wouldn't go well. Then they all get back to the villa and they're complaining about now how it's freezing. First, they were complaining how hot it was there. Now they're complaining that, it's freezing. Ubah, the next morning, she gets up and she's not feeling well. She says from the cheese. Okay, back to that.
Yeah.
Raquel talks to her mom, who's on the way there. And Sai comes down and talks to Raquel, before her mom gets there. And she's like, how are you feeling about, your mom coming to visit? And she said, well, she's a little anxious about it because, listen, she's a grown woman. She's not exactly sure how her mother feels. She just, feels like she can't be open to her mom about her relationship with a woman. And, she thinks that her mother's homophobic, which I don't know that her mother is homophobic. I just think she doesn't know how to handle the situation.
Yeah, she just doesn't know how to navigate it. I'm certainly not making any excuses for her. And I do think that she should be making her daughter feel more comfortable in this situation. But it is interesting that it was just the two of them when Raquel was growing up. So obviously they were very close.
Right.
They had a very close relationship.
Right. And she, she goes on to say, well, they didn't see each other. First, it was COVID that, they couldn't travel. And then it was she couldn't leave the dogs. She just keeps making these excuses.
And now she has bad anxiety about
And now now it's anxiety. Right.
Yeah.
So even the fact that she shared that she had anxiety with Raquel's like, well, that's something that she's never even shared with me before. So, that's a good sign.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And, now that she knows what it is, maybe she can, get treatment for it.
Yeah. If her mom's too anxious to get on a plane, which I totally understand. I haven't flown in 17 years. I do not like being on an airplane. Maybe Raquel can make more plans to go see her.
Yeah. Raquel even did
with
with Mel.
Mel. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
with Mel. Raquel did say that she would even fly over there and fly her back home, like the two, like bring
Yeah,
her, be on the plane with her to get her, because
right.
her kids are there too. She wants her back in New York, where
Especially
she's,
since they were close. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And Sai says, she can understand because she didn't have a great relationship with her mother either. Sai feels like her mom gave up on her own life, like her mom didn't fight the fight, like,
Yeah.
and that's sad. It's sad.
It's sad, and it's, I mean, you can look at it that way, sure, but I mean, addiction's addiction, and
No, agreed. Totally agreed.
you know,
Agreed.
if given the choice, I believe her mother would choose not to be an addict, but she was,
Right.
and
Right.
that's
And, she feels as though she didn't go to Puerto Rico with her own mom.
Yeah.
And, she didn't get to spend all this time with her grandchildren. So, she understands it's addiction, but it still hurts. It still
right,
hurts.
right, yeah, yeah. That loss is still that loss,
Right.
and I understand. Like you're the child, so you're like, why are you choosing alcohol over me? But
Right.
again,
Addiction is addiction.
addiction.
And, you can't do it for somebody. They have to do it for themselves. And,
Absolutely,
and it's frustrating. It's very
sure,
frustrating.
for sure.
And then we see Jessel's drinking black coffee and prune juice. Rebecca says, I love a woman that drinks black coffee, but you're going to shit your brains out between that and the prune juice.
She must have been having a hard time going if she was drinking black coffee and prune juice. Normally, it's one or the other if you need a little help in that area. She was doubling down on that.
Yeah, she definitely was. Jenna then asked Rebecca if she's going to get into it with Brynn. Rebecca said, last night, I thought like we had it out. I thought we were kind of done,
Why were they saying she needs to do more? I
I
thought
don't,
she did just fine.
I did too. I did too. I thought that was enough of it.
For sure.
And then she went on to say that, dealing with Brynn is like dealing with a child having a temper tantrum, which I completely agree with her on that.
Totally.
But Jenna really was still saying you really need to give it to her. And again, they do apologize. Like they go out, they're out in the pool and she does apologize and they agree to move on. Raquel's mom shows up and
She's beautiful.
she is beautiful and she looks just like her mom.
She sure does.
She really does. And it was nice to see like the connection that they had. Like you
Really?
could see it was real. And they were talking about the baklava, the salted. Is that something you guys did for Christmas Eve?
We did not do baklava. We would do fishes, not 7 all the time, but we
Right.
would do fishes. But baklava, we did not. We love cod. We always had cod, but not
But
the
not that salted cod. So it's so
Yeah.
funny because Bill's family always did this, the baklava. That was always a Christmas Eve thing. His mother always made it. She would soak.
Made it, huh?
Oh yeah, Bill bought salted cod at Costco. He's going to be making it too.
Okay, I'm gonna have to try it.
Yeah, so there's 2 different kinds they make. One with the one with the white sauce, or one that's I don't know if it even is a sauce, and then one with the red sauce. So his brother made it this year. Harold made it, and they had it at Tommy's house for Christmas Eve. Bill didn't make his yet, but it's a process. You have to keep changing the water. Many days. It takes a long time to get the salt out of the cod. I personally don't understand it, to be quite honest with you. Like,
Right.
why are we salting the cod so much if we're taking the salt out? Why don't we just use fresh cod? Like, we do have access to it. I don't
agree with you.
don't get it. I really don't get it.
Ask my mom if my Nana did it like when she was younger, because that sounds like something Nana would totally get into. Like,
Yeah.
The whole process.
Yeah. And she, I also like that Raquel was saying that, like, that's her comfort food. And that's what she would ask her mom to make her when she was sick.
Yeah.
And I was talking to Bill about it because he had walked in when we were watching it. I was like, yeah, they're going to eat it for breakfast. He goes, I would eat it for breakfast. I love it. And he does love
it's
it.
almost like
It's like a salad.
huh,
Yes, I guess so. Yes.
right? Like you
Yeah.
have lox for breakfast.
Yes. And he loves those too. So
Yeah,
yes,
me too, yeah.
it is like that. I guess you're right. Yeah. So yeah, I was glad to see that. I thought it was an Italian thing, but I guess it's not since they're from Puerto Rico, right?
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
it's not. I didn't know that. And then she talks about that she hadn't been down there since Hurricane Maria. down to see her mom in Puerto Rico. But after the hurricane, she did get a flight down there, and she was able to go down there to make sure her mom was okay. And like,
Was that the hurricane that like wiped Puerto Rico out?
yes,
Yeah.
yes, it
Yeah, that's
was.
scary,
Yeah,
your mom being there.
yeah, yeah. But she was able to get, to get down there. And then it was interesting because while they're sitting there talking, then Jenna walks in, and she Brynn kisses her on the lips.
This I thought this was very odd. I know Jenna and Brynn do that, but Jenna doesn't do that with everyone. And I
No,
almost feel like it was on purpose by Jenna because of the way Raquel speaks about her mom not being comfortable with her being a lesbian.
I don't think it was.
Okay.
I don't think it was. I think the reason she did it is because Sai and Ubah called her out on it.
Okay.
And then she's like, well, I do it. Brynn and I do it all the time. So then she went and did it to, did she do it to Sai? Somebody wouldn't let her do it.
I don't think Sai would let her do
Sai
it.
wouldn't let her do it. She did it to Ubah. She did it to Aaron, but then she left Jessel out.
Yeah, she left Jessel. Again, she left Jessel out. And I think Jessel totally would have done it.
Right, right. I think
Okay, because I really thought, I was like, that's weird because Jenna and Brynn always kiss on the lips. That's fine. But not anybody else. And I thought, she's doing this like.
No, I think it was because they called her out on it. And she's
Got
like, that's why she did it. But Sai did say in her confessional, I think it's a little strange. And again, Sai didn't allow her to kiss her. I think it's a little strange that she's doing it in front of Raquel's mom. That's a problem with it. But I really don't think that's why she did it. I don't. I think it was because they called her out on it. Sai's talking to Raquel's mom and is saying that she wished that she had spoke Spanish because, she never did. And she never really, I guess her mother spoke Spanish, but it wasn't enough consistency in her life for her to learn it. And she really regrets that.
Yeah.
And I totally get that. Like if I had that, I wish I spoke another language.
Me too.
Certainly, if, that was my heritage, I certainly would love to do that.
Me too, yeah.
And then Raquel goes to get the iPad for her mom so that they can FaceTime with the kids. And her mom's iPad is dead. She's like,
it looked like it was brand new out of the box. And she was like, you didn't charge it? And she was like, no, I did.
No, I probably did not. Probably didn't even set it up.
Exactly. That's probably really what it was. Yeah.
So then they leave, like, Raquel and her mom, they say goodbye and they leave. And then all the girls decide that they're going to go into town. So Jenna, Aaron, and Brynn split up. I don't know that it was intentionally split up or if it just kind of happened.
It was totally intentional.
But do you think that the other girls knew that they were splitting up? Because I don't think that they did. No.
The three of them took off and everybody else was like, where the hell did they go?
Yeah. So those three split off. They go drinking. And then Ubah, Sai, Jessel, and Rebecca are shopping. And Sai wants to shop. Ubah wants to sit.
Yeah.
Then Aaron's daughter.
Ubah, man. I'm with Ubah.
I don't know. If I was in Puerto Rico, I think I'd want to shop. Like, you can sit when you get home.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, I'd want to see like what the little shops had. Aaron's daughter FaceTimes her when she's out, and her daughter is crying that she has a cut and she wants to go home. And she's like, well, so then go home. And she's like, well, I want to take an Uber. So she's like, well, your dad is around. Like, call him. Like, why are you calling me?
Yeah, I'm in Puerto Rico.
Right.
I'll never forget one time I was up at my cousin's house in Bloomfield, and Tess was at her friend's house, and it was during the summer, and it was going to turn into a sleepover.
Mm-hmm.
So she's calling me. She's in Brick. Eric's in Brick. I'm in Bloomfield.
Mm-hmm.
She's calling me, asking me for somebody to bring her clothes so she could sleep over. I'm like, you're kidding me, right? Now, she was in middle school, but I'm like, think about this for a second.
Right.
She's like, he's not going to know what to bring me. I'm like, okay, but I'm in Bloomfield, so I'm not coming home to Brick to bring you clothes. So
right.
Call your father and be very specific with what you want him to bring you.
Right. I know. I know. So we can relate to that. The kid's calling mom for everything, regardless of what it is.
But then she tells him to take an Uber?
Well, she wanted to take an Uber. That was the problem. I
Oh,
guess
that's right. That's right.
she wanted to take an Uber. I guess she didn't have access to Uber to take an Uber. I guess she would normally take a train, right?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, Erin said.
Right.
Just take the train.
Right.
How old was that kid? I know. Listen,
It's a New Yorker. It's a New Yorker. It's different.
I know. I'm so not city folk. Like I am.
Right.
So not city versed.
Yeah.
I can't imagine telling my kid to take a train, but I know that's
right.
perfectly normal.
Right. No, I'm sure that it is in the city. Like that's what they do. Or take a bus, get on the bus. Like that's what you do. You got your transit card, go use it.
Right.
Right.
Exactly. Right.
And so then Erin asked the sales lady for something. I don't remember. I don't know what it was in a size large for Abe. What was it she was looking for? Was it a top? Was it a? I don't even know what it was. Do you?
I don't know either.
I don't know what it was.
I don't know either. But Jenna's response was great.
Jenna's response was, nothing about Abe is large. And Erin says, well, do you want to see his dick? And she grabs her phone and shows a picture of his dick. They high-five her, Jenna and Brynn, great job. They say how beautiful it is. Jenna was impressed how quickly she jumped to defend his honor.
I don't want any dick pics. I don't have any dick pics. I believe, though, if I had one of my husband, I would never show anybody.
I would not show anybody a dick pic of my husband either.
Yeah.
I'm like you. I don't want to receive dick pics.
I'm good.
I know what a dick looks like.
Right. I'm aware. I'm aware.
I don't. Yeah. Not visually pleasing for me, to be quite honest with you.
Listen, we've accepted what it is, what it does,
exactly
what the involvement of it in our marriage. We acknowledge that. I don't need a picture though.
Right. Exactly.
I'm all set.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel about it. That's exactly how I feel about it.
It's certainly not going to make me want to have sex anymore.
No, it's not. It's not. No.
Take me out to dinner, buy me something nice.
Yes, maybe a handbag, a piece of jewelry. Right. Yes. Don't take me out to dinner. I don't want dinner.
Want to have sex more.
Yes. Or maybe even just cash, to be quite honest with you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. From my husband and nobody else.
Yes.
Let's be clear.
Yes. So then all the ladies meet up together for lunch. They ask what they got while they were shopping. And Brynn, of course, says, I got a dick pic. I didn't even ask for it. And the girls are looking at her like, what? Yeah, Erin just whipped out the picture. Sai said, you show them a picture of your man's dick? Sai says she doesn't even have any pictures of David's dick. I'm like, great. Now we know that. Thank you.
Right.
Brynn says it was extraordinary. Extraordinary. The descriptive words that they were using. Nobody else wants to see it, which I don't blame them. I would not want to see it either. Ubah says she has too much respect for Abe. Brynn says, so I'm being disrespectful. And I don't think that Ubah meant it that way.
Totally agree with you.
I can see why Erin would take it that way. And I could see why Ubah said it that way, to be quite honest with you.
Right.
Because I wouldn't want to see a picture of anybody I know either and have to be able to look them in the face knowing that I know this.
Right. Like Ubah just meant I have too much respect for Abe to look at a picture of his penis when he's not my guy, like my person.
Right.
And I don't, it had nothing to do with Erin.
Right.
But I could see respect for Abe.
Right. And I could see I could see both of their sides in that whole situation. Ubah says if she ever showed a picture of Oliver's dick, she would be dumped.
Yeah.
Well, I think that that's probably the norm. I don't know that it's the norm, but I don't think, listen, men are different than women. I think, maybe if your man is very large, it is their badge of honor and they don't mind that others see it. And to be quite honest with you, from what I know of Abe and how goofy he is, I don't think Abe minds. I guess we'll wait and find out, but I don't really think Abe cares.
I think Abe is along for the ride and he's a good sport about things. He went dressed as Erin to the party. So he's just a good sport. So I don't think this would upset him.
I don't
If
either.
anything were going to upset him, this could be it, because it is such a, we've
I
never
know.
seen this before.
No, we haven't seen it before, but he also admitted to us that, he wasn't sure of his sexuality when he was in college.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I
the
don't
fact
think
that
this will
he's
bother him.
right, the fact that he's told us this,
Yeah.
and, he's also the one who told us about, what happened between him and Aaron with the spending of the selling of the
Coin.
Bitcoin and
Yeah.
the appropriation of the money. So I think he's comfortable in who he is and who he is in their relationship. And I personally, from what I know of watching Abe, I don't think this will faze him in the least.
Right.
Right?
No, I totally agree with that.
I mean, it's like, who's the one, which housewife talks about the large testicles?
Gina and
Oh,
Trav.
yes, Gina. Okay, yes, that's right, Gina. And again, when we saw Travis, he could care less, right? So certain things are fair game,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly. Well, it's the same thing as John Jansen. Like this is what I've said all along about him. Like, who cares that Shannon was saying you aren't paying for things? She told everybody you had a big penis and how good you are in bed.
Right, right.
That's more important. That should be more important to you than who paid for what in the first year or two of your relationship.
Right, right.
Like, this is your gig.
Exactly, exactly. Then once again, Sai is giving Jessel some shade. She says to Jenna, look at Jessel's feet. And then she takes a picture of them. Takes a picture of them and sends it to the group chat. Who wore it better, Kim K or Jessel, from when Kim K was pregnant? Like, that was just mean. That was really mean.
So mean.
It really was mean.
Yes, I've been really liking you this season. That was a shitty thing to do.
And again, Jessel, like, she took it like a champ.
She did. She did.
I didn't like that. I did not like that.
Me neither.
Brynn says that Raquel and her mom, they look so much alike and they have the same mannerisms. And I agree with that. She also says that's what makes her want to have a daughter, because she wants to have somebody who, acts the way that she does. And,
Yeah. Little sidekick.
Yeah. And then they talk about Pavitt as a boy dad. Not really sure how he'd be as a girl dad. I'm sure he'd be great as a girl dad.
I think so too. But I did like that all the ladies were saying what a good boy dad he is.
Yeah. I think he's a great dad. I think he's a great dad. And I'm sure he'd be a great girl dad too. And this is when they go back to the house, and Aaron and Rebecca and Brynn have the little conversation where they squash everything.
Yeah, but Brynn's trying to tell Aaron that everybody was trying to make her feel bad for sharing the picture. Like, I feel like Bryn's that girl that can only have one good girlfriend. There's just people like that.
Yeah.
And she wants Brynn to be her one good girlfriend. So if Brynn has a friendship with anybody else, that's threatening to Brynn.
Yeah.
If Aaron has a friendship with anybody else. I don't know if I said that right.
No, I knew what you meant.
To Brynn.
I mean, it is a little interesting because Brynn does do a shot out of Aaron's belly button.
Yeah, I mean, I've been there. In my early 20s.
Exactly. In your early 20s.
In my early 20s. It was in my early 20s, though. I don't want to do a shot out of anybody's belly button anymore.
I mean, right?
I'm a bit of a germaphobe now.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
So they kind of hug it out, like Brynn and Rebecca, and so they all apologize. And we think things are going to be good. And then we see a clip that 3 hours later, Ubah and Brynn start fighting at dinner. But I don't think we even have any idea what's about, do we?
No, but when they get back on the bus, Brynn says, did you just say I slept with somebody to get on this show?
I did hear her say that.
Ubah must be insinuating that Brynn slept with somebody to get a spot on the show. I mean, before that, Brynn was saying that Gideon was dragging his feet about having the baby.
Right.
And who knows if that's true. I mean, listen, if he's working for the agency and he's traveling all around, he's probably not going to be a stay-at-home dad. But she made it like that's not what she wants anyway. Like, she wants to be the primary caretaker anyway. So
right.
But maybe she meant he's dragging his feet, actually going through the process
I think
of,
that's what she meant. Him actually
yeah,
giving the donation.
yeah. So that's not great. But this is going to be some fight. So we're only on episode 12 right now.
Yes. But we know they cut the season short because someone leaves from this trip.
Yeah. So, I mean, how many episodes do we have left?
Maybe 2. I would say 2
That's what I'm
tops.
thinking, right?
Maybe 1. Maybe 1 and then the reunion. I don't even know.
Yeah. So this could be coming to an end soon.
Yeah.
Interesting. I read something. Oh, wait, was that all you had for New York?
Yeah. That was all I had for New York.
I just read something interesting and I'm so happy for her. Madison LaCroix on Southern Charm is going to start a pajama line. I thought you and Lori would be very interested in it since you guys actually wear pajamas.
I do wear pajamas.
And she said she's making them like high quality, but at like an affordable price. So I say we get matching pajamas to support Madison once they're out. She said 2025.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we'll do a pajama episode.
We will do a pajama episode.
I'm in for
I think
that.
that would be adorbs. I'm happy for her, though.
I am too. You know what I saw today on social media? Nia from the Valley is expecting.
Yeah, they're having another kid, number 4.
Yes. Good for
Yeah,
them.
God
I mean,
bless,
listen,
God bless.
they make beautiful babies. They are both
They
beautiful
really do.
people. You
They
know?
do. Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
happy for her.
I'm looking forward to the Valley. Kristen's pregnant. Now Nia's pregnant. I think it'll be good. I'm interested to see if Lala and Sheena participate at all. Tom Schwartz is going to make appearances. So that's good.
Yeah, I was listening today to Sheena's podcast and Lala's. It was the one that they dropped like Christmas Day and the day after Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
So Lala was just kind of talking about like Christmas and stuff. And, they were in Hawaii and things like that. Sheena was answering questions and she actually answered a bunch of questions that people were asking. And she did weigh in on James Kennedy and Allie. And she let us know why she hadn't weighed in sooner because she was respecting Allie's privacy. And, she thinks that he needs to get help. And, she doesn't condone his actions. And I mean, basically, she was also afraid to talk about it because she was afraid she'd say the wrong thing.
Sure. And then get sued.
And yeah, she said, I have my note card, so I'm making sure that I, say everything that I want to say. I did talk to Allie before I did this. I don't want to make this harder for her. I want to, if anything, make it easier for her. So I'm glad that she addressed it because, I said that I was waiting to hear from Lala. Lala has not addressed it yet. Maybe now that Sheena has, maybe she will, or maybe she won't.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's sad. I hope he gets help. So apparently he was drinking again because actually Teddy and Tamara were talking about it because they were at the party. They were at Kathy Hilton's party and they saw him acting a certain way.
I think a lot of people were at Kathy Hilton's party.
Yeah. Yeah. But they actually spoke about it and said it. So, hopefully he gets help.
I agree. I hope he gets the help that he needs.
Yeah.
And takes some time for himself. And, he's got to be good with him before he can be with somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder how long he went without having a drink before he had a drink. I wonder how long he was sober. I know he does the California sober thing. And I personally, I'm on board with that. Like if that gets you, to stop drinking, then I'm fine with it. But I know a lot of people don't agree.
Yeah, I guess it's whatever works for you, but I don't
exactly.
know.
It's whatever works for
you. Right. You know what? I wanted to remind you. So you were going to tell us a story about your night in AC the other night, and I wouldn't let you tell it because we were running out of time. And then I said you were going to do it on the next episode, and we never did it.
And I didn't. All right.
So for the people that are waiting to hear about your night in AC.
So it's not that crazy of a story. It's not that big of a deal, but this just never happens to me. So Eric and I went down to AC. Our kids and their significant others met us down there. We all 6 had dinner at Carmine's. My kids then left and came home, and Eric and I went to Ocean Resort and spent the night. This is the first time I've ever left my 21 and 17-year-old home alone. And it won't be happening again for a long time. But anyway, yeah. So we go to Ocean Resort. We go to the room. We get settled in. Of course, Eric wants to go gamble. So I'm like, all right, but I want to drink. Eric doesn't drink. So he's like, no, this is perfect. He said, there's a big bar in the middle of the gaming floor in Ocean Resort. And there are huge TVs all around the bar. So he's like, and the table I go to is right there. I'm like, perfect. So he brings me to the bar. He gets me all set up. I get my glass of wine. He's like, all right, I'm just going to be right over there. I'm like, okay. I'm so happy. I have my wine. I'm watching the Knicks. I'm looking at my phone. I'm watching my Life 360. The kids driving home, watching how fast they're going because I'm crazy. But I got the Knicks on in front of me. I was so happy. These two guys come sit like a couple of seats down from me. And then there were people like a couple of seats on the other side with actual like slot machines in front of them playing. So the two guys go sit like down a ways and I say hi, they say hi, no big deal. Their friend comes over to me and starts hitting on me so hard. Now this, when I say this never happens to me, this never happens to me. And I was trying to be polite. Like I was like, oh no, I'm here with my husband. He's right over there. We just had dinner with my kids, blah, blah, blah. He would not fucking leave me alone. He's
Was
like,
he good
well,
looking?
not really my type.
Mm.
He's like, well, how happily married are you? I'm like, I'm very happily married. He's like,
Bold.
you've never once thought about cheating on your husband? That's what he said to me. I said, no, I've never thought about cheating on my husband. He said some other crude things I don't even want to say on air.
Wow.
But I actually had to chug my wine, put my glass down, and excuse myself. I was so fucking pissed off, though, because of how happy I was.
You were, yes.
Me by myself with my wine and the Knicks and my social media accounts. And this never happens to me, and I prefer it that way.
Right. You prefer it not happen to you.
Yes, because
That
I was
kinda
fucking pissed that I had to get up and leave.
That sucks.
Yeah, because then I had to go grab Eric. Like he had to leave the table he was on. Then we went. They had like a pop-up jingle bell bar. It was actually very cute. But we went in and sat in there. He got me another glass of wine. But he was like, "I'm gonna go play over there." I'm like, "Go ahead," because I know that's what he wants to do when he's down there.
Right.
You know, fucking annoying.
That is annoying.
Yeah.
How old was this guy?
He was probably a little bit older than me, maybe mid-50s.
So obnoxious.
Oh, it was so, that's how I felt. I was polite for a decent amount of time. And the guy to my left was watching the whole time. And I know if I gave him a look or something, the guy probably would have said something. The bartender kept like circling. So people were aware that it was going on. And I was trying to be polite, but finally I was like, all right, I'm just going. I chugged my wine. I'm like, see ya.
I wish my friend Pam was there because
Pam would have been golden.
Him up. Oh
Pam
my
would have
God.
been golden in this
I wish
situation.
Pam was there because
Yeah.
he would have left with his tail between his legs.
For sure.
Damn.
And I wish I had some of that in me. Like
we all need a little Pam in us, let's be honest.
We do, because I was trying to be nice for so long. And then finally, I just gave up. And when I say I gave up, I had to leave. I had to
gave up.
Instead
right.
of telling him to get the fuck away from me.
Right.
And leave me alone.
Right.
That's what I should have done.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
I wish Pam was there. Shout out to Pam because Pam.
Yeah, shout out to Pam. Next
Pam
time I get hit on, I want Pam with me.
Or just think of Pam, like,
have to channel Pam's energy.
Yes, that's what you have to do.
Yeah.
You know what you do? You channel that you're your daughter and someone's doing that to her.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
Because these creeps.
Yeah, I mean,
like, who do they think they are? Seriously, who do they think that they are?
Right.
Ugh.
Yeah, like, just leave me alone. Like, I'm so happy sitting here by myself. And I just told you 50,000 times I'm here with my husband. And yes, I'm very happily married. So just step the fuck off.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, thank God my husband has a good sense of humor. He was like, where is he? Kidding around. Like, where is he? I'm like, I'm not even going to point to him.
Yeah, no. We'll just avoid this whole situation.
Yeah, so that's my ocean resort story. Beautiful casino, though. I told Lori and Wendy we have to do a girls' night and then do the spa because,
Yes.
and they do have a nightclub there. I think it's called HQ or something, but it's probably too young for us.
I mean, I think everything is too young for us.
I think so.
It's okay, though.
But they have that middle bar. Like,
I like
it's
that.
huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I love to people watch. I could sit and watch. Like, that's my
And
thing.
that's what it is. It's this big, huge bar in the middle of the gaming floor. Like, I mean, we could people watch for hours.
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
Yeah.
All right, I'm in.
Looked like the spa was very nice there.
All right. We're going to have to plan this. Maybe in February, like when it's cold and like we'll just plan a night away in the middle of the week.
Yes.
Someone else can take care of the house and the stuff that goes on at the house.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. That's what we need.
Yes. All right. Well, until next time, thank you for watching and listening. Bye.
Bye.